got a very busy travel season, Joe, getting underway. I want to get straight over to Phil LeBeau. He joins us now with a special guest to talk about this and a lot more after, clearly doing some back channeling to our friend Mr. Leisman this morning.
Yeah, the job never ends, Andrew. Let's bring in Billy Nolen, the former acting administrator for the Federal Aviation Administration, who has just been announced as the new chief safety officer for Archer Aviation. Billy, we'll talk to you about Archer in just a little bit, but you know, it hasn't been long since you left the FAA, and I think a lot of people are saying, why did you leave now, and would you have stayed if the Biden administration had come to you and said, hey, Billy, we want to nominate you for the main position, no acting administrator, full administrator?
Well, thanks, Phil. Thanks for having me on this morning. Let me just say first and foremost, I was asked by the president and by the secretary if I would stay on. I sort of took a long look at that and decided really the best thing for my family at the time was to move on to this next exciting chapter. I leave the FAA in really good hands with Polly Trottenberg and Katie Thompson as the acting administrator and the deputy administrator. So it's in great hands, but this is an exciting chapter for me, and it's good to talk about it this morning.
Billy, I want to clarify this. Did they ask you to stay on and say, look, we plan to nominate you to become full FAA administrator? Or did they ask you to stay on and say, we want to keep you in the role of acting administrator because we're not sure when we're going to nominate somebody as a full administrator?
No, I was asked if I was willing to be considered for the administrator. And, you know, of course, you go through a very rigorous process throughout the summertime. But for me, it felt from a personal decision that it was the moment to move on to another chapter.
You've heard the criticism when you were at the FAA about the lack of air traffic controllers. Look, we've talked to Scott Kirby at United, who is essentially, he said, look, these changes that are being made in terms of bringing back traffic in the New York area, that might be potentially leading to some decisions in terms of, or the changes in terms of delays and excessive delays could hurt the overall safety of what's happening with our air traffic around the country. What's been the slowdown or the holdup in the FAA over the years adding more air traffic controllers?
Well, you know, the pandemic had its own impact in terms of our national airspace system. So you look at that. So the FAA is on a very aggressive schedule. This year alone, they are hiring 1,500 air traffic controllers. So far, about 1,000 of those through the pipeline. So they're on track to have the next 500 by the end of the fiscal year, 1,800 coming aboard next year. The challenge is to make sure that they can get air traffic controllers through their required training and qualified by facility. That's normally about a 2-year process. So they are working hard to find ways to shrink that down, but that's the biggest challenge. But I will say, you've seen that the FAA has proven that it can work well with the industry, as evidenced by, you know, the strategy for the summer in New York that proved to is working well, as evidenced again by the holiday travel over the Memorial Day weekend. So they'll continue to do that, but more needs to be done.
Billy, this sort of transitions into my next question, which is about your job at Archer. Eventually, eVTOLs are expected to be flying into airports around the country, transporting people, basically air taxis in many cases to airports. We already have massive congestion. We have a lot of people concerned that we're not going to have the infrastructure that's needed. Do airports need to be upgraded around the country? In other words, are we pretty much close to max capacity, in your opinion?
No, we're not. You think about it. So this is exactly, and one of the things that really excites me about Archer, we are decongestion, if you will, the ability to use air taxis, that ability to overfly traffic, if you will. It'll start slow at first, but this is exactly what we think the future is. We've got a lot of capacity in the U.S. We think, there are 5,000 airports. There are, equivalent number, if not more, of heliports. So that ability to use some of the existing infrastructure, and then as we see more vertiports come online, we see this as a way of unlocking the future and decongesting some of our busiest cities.
And from what you've seen with Archer, and I know you're not just taking the job out of the blue, you've been talking with them for some time. Do you believe that we're going to have eVTOLs in commercial service, let's say in late 25, early 26?
I feel very confident in the timeline that the FAA has put out there. As you know, during my time there's a lot of work around Innovate 2028 as a forcing function, as you will. Can we get to scale by the time of the Los Angeles Olympics? So there is a very, the FAA has released its concept of operation. It's gone up, it's released its blueprint for how you integrate into the national airspace. And when I think of Archer, you've got the right amount of vision. We've seen the advances in electrical propulsion. There is a favorable regulatory framework around the world. And then lastly is our push for this commercialization and to get there quickly. Those are the things that drew me in the Archer. And I'm a big believer in the vision.